Hello, and welcome to another episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. I'm James,
I'm Sarah.
and on this week's episode, we're going to do a quick catch up and then talk about some current events that are going on. So, Sarah, you were saying that you had some adult things happen.
When you phrase it like that, it sounds like really bad.
Well,
No, so okay, I'm in a polycule. My partner,
who?
a polycule, that's what we're called. Okay, so my partner has a partner. So he's polyamorous. I'm not currently. I'm just interested in him. But anyway, so I come over and I watch the dog because I love my little Bobercino. Yes, I do. Anyway, um,
I'm still stuck on the word polycule.
I love that you're still stuck on that. That's what we call ourselves because I'm not in a relationship with Horace. I'm just in a relationship with Nick. Nick is in a relationship with both of us.
Well, that's a throuple.
No, a throuple is where
No, yeah.
everybody's together.
Oh my gosh, I've
You
disappeared.
you disappeared. So anyway, so I came over to watch the dog, and we had a moment where Nick couldn't remember if he had set out the key for me. And I was just like, it should be in the same spot that we left it before. And so when I called to be like, hey, I got in, everything's fine, everything's cool, they were like, do you just want a key to our place? Do you just want to keep the extra key? And I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. And then, like, after I hung up, I was just like, wow, we're in a serious relationship here. I have a key to their place. So anyway, that was the excitement for today. And then yesterday, I'm pretty sure I flunked my Korean oral exam.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with me. I keep disappearing.
I see that.
It's extremely frustrating. I think it's just because it's too dark in here.
Probably.
I mean, so what happened? I mean, that's congratulations, I guess. Yay for you. I don't.
Congratulations on failing.
No, I mean for the relationship thing going in a kind of more serious direction.
Yeah.
But no. So what happened with your?
I froze. Like
I
I
don't know that I've
completely
ever.
froze.
I don't know that I've ever had to do an oral exam, but I guess I don't. I haven't taken any classes
I've
like that.
never had an oral exam like this. Mrs. Petrie did oral exams where she would have you read the music and sing the notes into the recorder. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
So like, but that's the last time I had an oral exam, and that was terrifying enough. But this one, I had to actually try to like converse with my teacher, and I froze and forgot what words I needed. She asked me what day it was, like what the date was, and I said it was the 8th, except it wasn't the 8th, it was the 9th. And then I couldn't remember the word for nine. So then she asked me what my major was, and I couldn't remember the word for linguistics. So I just said that I was studying Korea. Okay. Because that's all I could remember. And then there was another question. I don't even remember what question it was. She asked me another question, and I started to respond in Spanish. I knew the answer in Spanish. I could not remember the answer in Korean.
Well, I mean, hey, at least you were able to answer in a different language. It wasn't the one you were supposed to be answering in, though.
I was just like, this is embarrassing. I called my mother and I was just like, I failed. And she's like, what? She told you like right after that you failed? And I was like, no, she didn't tell me right after, but I know because it ended up being more of a tutoring session where she was just like, did you mean this? And I was just like, yes.
That's funny. Not so much funny that you potentially failed, but
Right. Like that part's not funny, but the rest of it's pretty hilarious.
no.
So anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on with me. What about you?
Um, I just got my hair cut today,
Ooh, nice. I like it.
and then I was gone for a lot longer than I was planning on being. Um, I had to go get my hair cut, and then I went to go get Bobo more, um, some more greenies because he's almost out.
Mm,
And
and his breath stinks.
well, I mean, yeah, but he's a dog. Most dogs' breath stinks. So I went to what's happening here?
I don't know.
I don't either. My messenger for some reason on my Mac logged me out. Anyways, I went to PetSmart and then I was gonna go to the Target that was next to the PetSmart I went to, but it was like crazy busy, so I went to the one in Attleboro, which is like 30 miles away from where I was, but only like 5 miles away from the apartment.
Right.
So I went past the apartment to go to the Target that I was going to go to. And then
Oh
I came
man.
back here. So other than that, not much has been going on. I mean, work and
Yeah.
school. I had my first meeting with the group that I am doing our project with, which it went okay. I really I don't know how to take the whole type A personality comment that the person made, but I
Right.
feel like the fact that she said she made it about all of us, including herself,
Right.
it wasn't a negative thing. And when I looked up hold on, my lips were really dry. I needed some lip balm. When I looked up what the term type A personality, because I've always heard it, but I've never actually read it, or understood
Right.
I've never looked it up and figured out what it meant in context. So the traits of a type A personality, or what it means, is a personality may be very successful and achieve a lot in life. So I mean, I don't see that as a bad thing.
No, I don't see it as a bad thing either. You saying about your haircut reminded me that you haven't seen me since I reshaved my head.
Oh, that's good. It looks nice.
So I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something else I was going to mention, but now I don't remember what it was. I've been listening to a lot of true crime videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much like the only thing I can think about.
I so I found this not TikTok, this podcast that I like that I heard they are on TikTok and I found them like videos of them on there and started listening to their podcasts and I'm like going through their old files now and listening to previous episodes of their podcast
Mhm.
and it's hilarious. They're British or from the UK. I don't know if they're both from Britain, but they're both from the UK and the podcast itself is called "Help! I've sexted my boss,"
Okay. What a
and they
title.
yeah, so they basically have their listeners like write in and ask for advice and help on certain situations. And it's hilarious. I've really enjoyed it, and I've been listening to their catalog of old episodes, and they're hilarious.
I love that. I've
Oh,
been re-listening to a bunch of Mr. Ballin's videos
I don't know
and
what that is.
some podcast videos. He's a storyteller on YouTube. He went viral on TikTok for like doing 1 minute spooky stories, essentially. So I've been listening to his podcast and a lot of his YouTube videos.
Oh, Mr. Ballin, like
Yeah,
basketball ballin. Got it.
yeah, yeah.
That's not what I read. Or
He's great.
that's not what I thought of whenever you said that.
Oh, whenever I said balling.
Yeah. I thought Bollin.
Uh, so yeah,
That's fun. I've never heard of him
he's
or
pretty good.
seen any of his stuff.
He's always telling you to do terrible, terrible things to the like button, though.
Oh, that happens from time to time. So do you have any current events you want to talk about specifically?
Well, I want to talk about one, but it's the reason I want to talk about it is because I actually don't know that much about what's going on. But these Idaho murders, have you heard about them?
No.
So apparently, I
It's
think,
the number one thing whenever I type in Idaho.
yeah, like everybody at work has brought it up to me, but I keep forgetting to go and like look it up.
Okay. I thought the other day I read something about, or I saw something on TikTok about Idaho, and I was like, what is going on in Idaho? And then I hadn't seen anything since. But now that makes sense as to why I saw this stuff going on
Yeah, I
in
guess like these
Idaho.
4 people were murdered
Idaho student killings investigation receives overwhelming amount of tips for white sedan being sought by police. That's crazy. So victims stabbed multiple times. Investigators believe all 4 victims had been out in the hours before the killings, two at a Moscow bar and the other 2 at a fraternity house, but had returned to the home by 2 a.m. on the day of the stabbings. Later that morning, 2 surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up, police say. When the police arrived, they found 2 victims on the second floor and 2 victims on the third floor, and there was no sign of forced entry or damage. Wow. Police are investigating whether the victim had stalkers. Had a victim or victims had stalkers. That's interesting. I did not know. I think I saw something about this, but I hadn't looked too much into it.
Yeah, I hadn't looked too much into it either. The only thing I knew was just like a little bit that I had been told by like friends. So I was just like, what's going on in Idaho? So I thought it'd be perfect to bring it up here since I've been thinking about true crime.
Like, it kind of to me sounds like it was one of the roommates.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know.
So
what about you? What current events did you have in mind?
I mean, the National Department of Defense issuing a statement about the uptick in LGBTQIA related and warning against people in the community that it's really dangerous for the LGBTQIA plus community right now.
That's not shocking.
I know. And Ryan
It's been dangerous for us for a while.
Yeah, Ryan had said something about he read something online that there were some Proud Boys that decided they were going to attend a drag brunch that was going on in Bloomington, Indiana this weekend or over the next couple weeks. So that's interesting and frustrating. Did you see that insane senator crying, or no, House of Representatives crying over the Respect for Marriage Act?
No. Oh my God.
What's her name? Vicky. Oh gosh, what's her name? Vicky Hartzler. She was up there begging for her GOP counterparts to vote against the bill and strike down the bill because it threatens the sanctity of marriage. And she literally started crying.
Oh my God.
What's even more crazy is her nephew. Yeah, her nephew came out to her in February and like posted on his TikTok about it and was like, I knew she didn't really care. I thought maybe me coming out would help change her mind, but obviously not. So,
well,
I mean, you just can't. There's no. I've come to the conclusion that for these insane religious people that are completely against, like, don't even listen to the preaching of their own Bible, where it says love thy neighbor or be kind to everyone.
Judge not lest you be judged.
Yeah, it's like you're not listening to it, so you're technically not really that religious if you don't even listen to your own preachings.
Yep.
And it's none of your business what other people do. Mind your business, mind your shit, leave them alone.
Exactly.
You just want your own stuff.
In that same vein, did you hear about Ted Cruz's daughter?
I did, yeah.
So I was reading about that at work, where they think she tried to kill herself.
Yeah.
And she had kind of come out on TikTok last year, I think is what the article said. She'd made a TikTok saying that she didn't agree with all of her father's beliefs and that in her bio it listed her with her pronouns and that she was bi. So
I heard that, but only like second or third hand, because Ryan asked me if I had heard about it, but I didn't. Before that, I hadn't heard anything, and I didn't know that she had come out as bi.
Yeah.
Or
she's like 14,
yeah.
I think. But yeah, they think that she tried to kill herself. And when I read the article, at that time, Ted Cruz still had not left DC to come home and be with his child. He was waiting to see if it was more serious. I'm like, your child just tried to kill themselves. You should go be with them. But yeah. I think it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, unfortunately. At this point I feel almost like we're gonna have to wait for all these old ass motherfuckers who are against people just living their fucking lives. And we're just gonna have to wait for them all to pass away
Oh, okay.
before.
So I just to add more to the Ted Cruz thing, she apparently went to her on her TikTok and she made a statement. And it says, I wanted to address this on my own because the media is causing my mental health to be exploited for their gain. I also don't enjoy the assumptions on why I did what I did. The teen who confirmed in the caption she was reading from a script went to dispel some conjecture. No, it had nothing to do with my sexuality or my father. I am not suicidal, but I am experiencing some mental issues. She said, nothing, or noting she's working through it and getting the help I need. Thank you so much for all the support and love. It means all to me, but the most traumatizing part of this is how public it's been.
Interesting.
So it looks like she had stab wounds or cut wounds on her arm.
Yeah.
Yikes. So, I mean, I don't know who wrote the statement, whether she wrote it or her father or somebody from his campaign made her read it, but she's basically saying it had nothing to do with her sexuality or her father.
Right. But since she's reading from a script, like you said, is that her?
No.
Or is it somebody else telling her that's what she needs to say? It almost would have been better if she hadn't said that she was reading from a script.
Yeah. And maybe that's why she said she was reading from a script, because it may not be exactly what she's reading that happened.
Right.
But I mean, a good thing. So, what do you think about the getting back to the Respect for Marriage Act? What are your thoughts on it?
I think she's ridiculous for crying over
Oh no,
it.
I meant just the act itself. I don't care about her. We've talked enough about her. She's ridiculous and irrelevant at this point.
Um,
She's also from Missouri, so who cares about her?
ugh, Missouri. I mean, I think that I'm excited that, gay marriage is protected.
Yeah.
But I am concerned about, like you were saying, the uptick in hate and whatnot.
I think the only thing that I haven't, like, I didn't look at the bill and I haven't looked into it all that much, just based on the information I've read and heard online. I don't think it does enough.
Right.
It doesn't stop states from creating bills that ban gay marriage
Mm-hmm.
or performing gay marriages or issuing licenses for gay marriages. It just basically says that they have to honor a marriage of a same-sex marriage if it was done in a state that it was acceptable. Which,
Right.
I mean, like I said, it's a step forward. I don't think it's enough, and I really just feel like it was so that they could say that they did something.
Yeah.
Which, again, it is a step forward and it's a little bit of something, but again, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah. I agree. I feel that this happens a lot where, there's a token step forward, but then all these steps back.
Yeah. And then, like, for the Supreme Court to be hearing this ridiculous case of this woman, have you heard about the woman that is suing the state? I can't remember what state it is, but basically her state has a law that you cannot refuse someone's service just because of their sexual orientation.
Right.
She is a website owner. Sorry, I'm just trying to look it up real quick.
Hmm? Yeah,
That's not what I want. Colorado. Colorado website owner does not want to make wedding pages for same-sex couples. So there's a law in Colorado that says you can't refuse service. The only thing that I don't understand is, so she's basically saying that it against her freedom of speech to decline someone business. But the issue is, the biggest thing that I see this being an issue, she hasn't been asked to create a web address or a website for any same-sex couples yet. So it doesn't make sense as to why it even matters. So she's bringing up a frivolous lawsuit and taking it all the way to the Supreme Court for something that hasn't even happened yet, just because she can.
Right. Like, Here's the thing. First of all, that has nothing to do with freedom of speech. I don't even know. Do people not realize what freedom of speech means? Like, you're allowed to say whatever you want to say. You can't be censored by the government. However, okay, you can be censored by your fellows. You can reap the repercussions of your actions. Like, you're not free from consequences.
Yeah.
And freedom of speech has literally nothing to do with making a website. Nothing.
Yeah. I also don't understand, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why do you care? No one's asking you to make a website. If
Yeah.
you've made your feelings appropriately necessary, they can go somewhere else. It's the same thing as the stupid bakery bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking
She
care about
lost
your
too, so
I don't care about your stupid bakery.
yeah, nobody cares about your bakery. Nobody cares about your little website design. Nobody fucking cares, bro.
But I
So go
mean,
away.
I think the issue that I mean, it's bringing her into the public eye, which is annoying because she's getting press for this. But I mean, maybe it'll make it negative press, and they force her to close down her website or her business because
Yeah.
she's being a ridiculous, whiny little bitch.
But
Just
not
like
only that, she's
those.
being a ridiculous whiny bitch in one of the most open and like activist type states.
Yeah.
Like Colorado is one of the most liberal states.
Is it though?
Yeah, they've been like marijuana has been legal there for ages.
I mean, that
Like,
doesn't make them. I don't think that makes them liberal though.
I think that definitely helps. But I think if I remember correctly, they were also one of the first states to make it legal for gay marriage.
I mean, it does say it's been trending Democratic in the recent years due to changing demographics and the rising number of large, unaffiliated bloc of voters leaning Democratic. But I think, I mean, just based on Colorado Springs, the issue that happened in Colorado Springs where the club was shot up,
Yeah.
I just didn't see it as maybe I don't know that because I mean I guess Ryland and what's his name? Ryland and Shane
Shane?
live there now. And not Colorado Springs, but they live in Colorado somewhere.
Hmm. No, I've just always heard of Colorado as this very progressive area.
So the other thing that I looked up is 50 of the most unhinged local news headlines.
Oh my God.
They
Okay.
got celebrated on this Twitter page.
It got celebrated on this Twitter page. Love
Yeah.
that.
So it's just 50 different news headlines. This one says questions linger. And it's I am thinking about converting from agnosticism to Christianity, but I have a question. Am I to understand that as a Christian, I can deny basic humanitarian assistance to penniless, homeless refugees from the Middle East, the same part of the world that Jesus called home, as long as I demonstrate proper outrage because Starbucks' seasonal coffee cup isn't Christmassy enough?
Oh my God.
That's funny.
I love that.
I feel like that was a little bit of trolling on the person that wrote its part,
Yes.
and they took it as a serious, or they wanted to make it as insane as it was.
Jesus.
So it looks like the Twitter page is crap local news, and that's where all these headlines are coming from. And then this one says, guy who says God sends natural disasters to punish gays has his home destroyed by a natural disaster.
Yes.
And then there's a it's a cow photobombing a horse that is stuck in the fence. So you can't see it, but there's a horse that's kind of stuck in the middle of like one of a gate door where it's just bars. And then they're taking a picture of it and a cow sticking its head out of the right side of the picture.
I love that.
It's very funny. And then breaking news, burglar. An Oak Hill community couple discovered a thief in their home Saturday after a man told a joke and heard a laugh upstairs. That would be terrifying.
That would be terrifying, but that's also really funny.
Yeah. Manchester man draws penises around potholes so the city will fix them. I mean, that's one way to do it.
That is the way to do it.
And then it shows a picture of one of the penises.
Penises.
And then at the top of it, it just like it's got the little dots for shooting, and then it says Wanksy instead of Banksy. It's Wanksy. That's funny. I like
I
that.
love that. I wonder if that would work back home in Indiana.
I doubt it. They'd probably just laugh and then arrest the person and put them in prison for 5 years.
They'd just paint it over.
Yeah. A group of students playing hide and seek in the Harris Fine Arts Center at 11 p.m. caused a faculty member to call the university police. The police arrived but were not able to find any of the students. Oh, they were playing hide and seek. Got it. It took me a minute. I was like, I don't understand. Biologist who discovers blonde moth with tiny genitals names new species after Donald Trump.
Wow.
Tiny genitals. That's funny.
The moth, like how tiny is tiny?
I mean, Polly the anxious goat is only calm when she wears her duck costume. Aww. And then it's just a picture of a goat in a little like furry yellow duck costume.
I love that.
It's very cute. The Learning Center on Hanson Street reports a man across the way stands at his window for hours watching the center, making parents nervous. People ID the suspect as a cardboard cutout of Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is hilarious. That would be something that would happen around here. Oh, I just watched this TikTok yesterday of I think he was a plumber that came in to fix someone's plumbing, and he had to go up in their attic. And they had a Halloween decoration that was like right inside where it comes down. Yeah. It was terrifying. It scared the crap out of me when I first saw it. And I was like, oh, it's just a Halloween decoration.
Oh my God.
And then after this one, you want to take a quick break and then we'll come back?
Yeah.
Woman accidentally joins search party looking for herself.
I've read that one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That one's funny.
All right, so we will take a quick break and then we will be right back.
Oogly doogly.
All right, and we are back. So we have shared the link, so now Sarah can read some of these with me as well. Do you want to read the next one, number 11?
Yes, because that is the one that I am on currently. Sunday, July 19th, 8:44 a.m. Report of male riding bike through neighborhood yelling racial slurs. 8:47 a.m. Officer stops man who says he's just trying to find his dog Snickers.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a good name for a dog.
Snickers is a good name for a dog, but
I could see how it could be misconstrued. Yeah, could be heard as a racial slur.
Yeah.
And then number 12 says fire. The old poof which started the fire at 7 Douglas Cottages, as reported last week, referred to an item for furniture and not the owner, Mr. Donnie MacArthur. So it sounds like a reply to something they posted in the previous week.
Yes.
Someone had misunderstood.
Somebody misread it and was just like, don't refer to the owner that way.
That's funny.
Don't be mean to my friend. Oh my goodness. All right. Belgian man discovers wife of 19 years was born a man. Man said wife was beautiful and feminine. Didn't suspect anything in 2 decades of marriage. Says he understands now why she wasn't good at ironing. If that isn't the most misogynistic thing I've ever heard.
It does kind of sound kind of sexist, yeah. That's funny because I'm really good at ironing.
Like, well, it makes sense. She wasn't good at ironing, so she must not have been a real woman. Oh my God. People are just, ugh.
And the next one is titled Setting It Straight. Typographical error. Do it to a typing error. Saturday's story on local artist John Hinninger mistakenly reported that Hinninger's bandmate Eric Lyday was on drugs. The story should have read that Lyday was on drums. The Centennial regrets the error. I
That's
mean,
like that's like when the Herald Times reported me as being a
man and
man
dead.
and dead. I
Didn't
died and I fled the scene and I was a man.
it? I mean, you did kind of flee the scene. It was just in the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, because in the ambulance, guys.
And then it just ends with the Sentinel regrets the error.
Okay, the owls are not what they seem. Arlington, North Military Road, 3000 block, 5:20 p.m., November 10th. Responding to a call about an injured owl on the side of the road, an officer found a large mushroom.
I mean, were people eating the mushrooms before they saw the owl?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not going to read this actual. Oh no, I should. So it says Florida couple arrested for selling tickets to heaven. A couple in Florida, Tito and Amanda Watts, were arrested a few days ago for selling golden tickets to heaven to hundreds of people. They sold the tickets on the street for $99.99 per ticket, told buyers the tickets were made from solid gold and that each ticket reserved the buyer a spot in heaven. Simply present the ticket at the pearly gates and you are in. Tito Watts said in his police statement, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and told me to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie who said if I got the cash together, he would take me and my wife in his flying saucer to his planet that was made entirely of drugs. You should arrest Jesus because he is the one that gave me the golden tickets. I am willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up." In her police statement, Amanda Watts said, "We just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs. I did not do anything. Tito sold the golden tickets to heaven. I just watched." Police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drugs, drug paraphernalia, and a baby alligator.
Yes. And a
Wow.
baby alligator.
That's terrible.
Oh, okay. Zoo separates 5 parrots after the birds were caught encouraging each other to swear at guests.
Yes! I would pay extra to go to a zoo if I were getting sweared at by a parrot.
I would too. Oh, and it has a picture of an African gray parrot just kind of looking innocent, like it didn't do anything.
It looks like it's also a picture in someone's backyard because it looks like there's a waste bin over there.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my God.
it's just a quote from a newspaper, and it says, "Tom McEldrin, who asked to remain anonymous." That kind of defeats the purpose, guys. What
Yeah.
what editor approved this? I don't understand.
There was no editor, only Zool.
God.
Bear falls through skylight into party and then eats all the cupcakes.
I mean, hey.
A 180-pound black bear crashed through an Alaska couple's skylight while they were getting ready to celebrate their child's birthday. The unexpected visitor proceeded to feast on the cupcakes after the panicked parents fled the room.
He just wanted to say happy birthday.
He
And
just
then
wanted to say happy birthday.
they all left and he said, "Well, fine, I'll just eat these cupcakes."
The comment under this, though, is gold. It says, "I love that the parents fled without the kids."
All right, next one says, "Terrified neighbors call police to domestic dispute, but find man alone screaming at spider."
That's Ryan.
That is Ryan.
That's Ryan.
Except he wouldn't scream at the spider, he would scream at me to get the spider. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, Lord. That's no unicorn. It's a donkey with a dildo on its head. Oh, God. It's clearly a photoshopped dildo, though, if you look at that picture.
Is it though?
Yes, the close-up picture of it. That's not a real photo. But
Also,
anyway,
that woman, it doesn't look like that woman would have a dildo in her possession.
true. True. Mum's fury at birthday treat fiasco.
An escaped buggy found repeatedly asking, Budgie?
Budgie.
Hmm.
They're
Found,
birds.
found repeatedly asking, Where's Dave? Has been reunited with its owner called John, the pet, which also spoke like Darth Vader, is now back on his perch in
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham. That one wasn't that funny. I also didn't know what a budgie was, so it didn't make sense to me.
It's fair. Best newspaper correction ever. Correction. In yesterday's paper, in Chris Cyril's Jazz Albums column, we incorrectly referred to Don Rendell as a terrorist when it clearly should have been tenorist. We apologize for any offense.
This again goes back to the fact that where was the editor at this? Like, these editors cannot have a very good, like, they can't be still in their jobs. Fearless Cat keeps returning to the London supermarket he's banned from. He doesn't care.
Animals don't understand the concept of banishment.
Yeah. Oh God!
Oh no. Okay. All right. In the next one, there are two columns on this paper. One says inside and it gives, the list of pages and the numbers. And then next to it, it says deaths, which is supposed to be the obits. And then underneath it just says deaths are coming.
I mean, at least it doesn't say death is coming. That would be even more terrifying.
True.
I've been posting my letters in the dog poo box for 2 years.
Oh no.
Alf 91 confuses disposal bin for a nearby post box.
Did he not think it smelled weird?
Well, they're both red, and he probably couldn't see very well because he's 91 and may not have had a sense of smell. So he just saw that they were red and assumed it was the post box.
He just wondered why nobody was responding to his letters.
Yeah. Or his bills were not getting paid.
Right. All right. Friday, Walmart. Police receive a report of a newborn infant found in a trash can. Upon investigation, officers discover it was only a burrito.
How do you confuse a burrito for a baby?
I want to know how big this burrito was.
Do you see the comment under it?
No, hold on. The baby Jesus and beans. Oh!
That's funny. Boat smashed on joyride. Drunken woman steals a ferry and yells, "I'm Jack Sparrow!" I mean, to be fair, in that picture, she does kind of look like one of the pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, I thought you were going to say Jack Sparrow, and I was like, no, Jack Sparrow is much more attractive than she is.
No, she looks like one of the bar hags or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said betting a tenner she was from Florida. Arizona psychic hit by car says he never saw it coming.
Oh no! My leg was in the shape of an L. Left foot was on its side. I have no idea how it wasn't snapped off.
Oh my God, that's how my leg looked.
Mine too. And it was my left leg.
It was my right in this instance. But yeah,
His
I just love it says, I didn't foresee it happening.
Yeah. His vision was clouded from the bad vibes the car was giving. That's terrible. Recipe correction. In a recipe for salsa published recently, one of our ingredients was misstated due to an error. The correct ingredient is 2 teaspoons of cilantro instead of 2 teaspoons of cement.
Yep. I wonder how many people actually were like, cement?
Yeah. I wouldn't put either one of those in mine because I hate cilantro.
Yeah, don't you have the soap gene?
No, I just don't like the way it tastes.
Oh, you just don't like cilantro. Okay.
Because I don't think it tastes like soap. I think it tastes like grass.
Ah.
It's just it's too earthy of a flavor for me, I guess.
That's fair. Not villagers hold birthday for pothole they've been complaining about for 2 years. And there's like a little caterpillar cake.
To be honest, if that's the pothole that they're complaining about, get a life because that thing looks tiny.
Yeah, that looks small.
It looks like
I've seen,
just fill it with a rock.
right? Somebody said that. They were like, "You call that a pothole?"
Yeah, that's insane. Grand Theft Auto. Elderly woman and her accomplice make low-speed getaway after stealing a mobility scooter while disabled owner is in charge.
Who does that?
Old people, apparently.
Apparently, Jesus.
Oh God.
Oh my God. ISIS commander is being mocked because he looks like a kebab.
That's not a
And
kebab, though.
it, yeah, it's not a kebab yet. But yeah, his camouflage pattern does look like roasting meat.
Yeah. Chicken gangs run riot. A warning has been issued about several gangs of feral chickens terrorizing communities across Jersey. There are understood to be around 6 gangs on the island, with the largest estimated at more than 100 chickens.
Jesus.
They have been waking up residents in the early hours, wrecking gardens, and becoming a growing traffic hazard. Oh my gosh, I like the tagline that the person suggested in the comment. Headline writer missed a golden opportunity. Chicken gangs run afoul of the law. I love
Chickens
a
are
good pun.
terrifying.
They are, yeah.
A seagull was turned bright orange after falling into a vat of chicken tikka masala. Why was the seagull anywhere near a vat of chicken tikka masala?
Well, I mean, have you seen seagulls are everywhere,
True.
especially if you live near water, like, and if they're cooking it outside. And then, did you see the subhead?
Yes,
headline?
I was just getting ready to say that. Vets said they felt sorry for him, but he made them feel hungry at the same time.
Boy awakes from coma addicted to cheese and swearing. A 15-year-old from Chesterfield has awoken from a 9-day coma, swearing prolifically and eating whole wheels of cheese.
Did you see the subtitle? It says he was screaming "fuck bastard shit" and eating a whole wheel of cheese.
I didn't see that. I mean, maybe he developed Tourette's.
Oh God.
John is awake. John, shut up and get me that motherfucking Chambert and Brie, bitch, and some of that slutty Swiss cheese with holes. These comments are fun.
Oh my God. All right, love the name. We chose our daughter's name Lanestra because it was unique and romantic. It wasn't till she was 2 that my husband told me it was actually his favorite soccer team, Arsenal, spelled backwards.
It sounds like a feminine hygiene product. Lanesra.
It does, actually.
After sex, clean out with Lanesra.
Also, for the record, don't use any feminine products like that. Your vagina is self-cleaning.
Well, that's a child, Sarah. You shouldn't really use a child on your feminine hygiene area anyways.
You know what I meant.
Woman in sumo wrestler suit assaulted her ex-girlfriend in gay pub after she waved at man dressed as a Snickers bar.
Okay.
Maybe she was hungry. when you are hungry, you're not yourself.
Oh my God. Wedding ceremony stalls when owl fails to deliver rings. It should have been a memorably romantic touch to a particularly personal wedding ceremony. The owl remained perched high above the guests' heads at the Holy Cross Church in Shurston, Wilts for an hour, during which time it dozed off. First of all, why are you using a wild animal to deliver your jewelry for your wedding? That's a bad idea.
It probably wasn't wild. It was probably one that was owned by a trainer and does things like that.
Maybe.
But still, when Harry Potter fandom backfires. Woman who rode motorbike naked through town center, had sex in high school, and punched blind man is jailed.
Had sex in High Street.
Oh, High Street, yeah. Natasha Klaus, 36, has been barred from the entire town of Woking, Surrey, by a judge who described her as a mess. Sarah, you've never been barred from an entire town, but I would clarify you as a mess.
Oh, thanks. I mean, you know what? I am less of a mess than I've ever been. So
Well,
there's
that's good.
I did not spend 10,000 pounds on extra biscuits.
Oh, biscuits isn't cookies.
Yes, biscuits and cookies.
Should see the Sarah Parker
Yes.
comment.
Sir, your chins tell a different story.
That's
I
funny.
mean,
Man stole 2 bottles of Jack Daniels and shouted, "You can't catch me, fatty," to the security guard. Oh, that's terrible.
oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so the next one says, who left a tiny farm by my car? And there's a picture of a black Volkswagen from the lower half. And then this teeny tiny little diorama of a farm sitting next to it.
I mean, to me, it looks like they were loading their car and they accidentally dropped it. Not the person, but the person they were parked next to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that would suck because it looks like it took a lot of time. Devastating scene in Cheltenham.
Cheltenham.
Oh my gosh, Cheltenham. After someone drops entire KFC meal on the floor. A senseless tragedy. Devastating. That's a headline. That's
Absolutely devastating. That's the only news they've got going on there, okay? Firefighters called out after cow gets garden chair stuck on his head in Northamptonshire field. And there's a picture of a cow with a green lawn chair stuck on his head.
Police hit by Oh Betty prankster. A man has been arrested after police airwaves are plagued for 48 hours by an imposter repeatedly saying "Oh Betty" in a Frank Spencer voice. The calls limiting the character from
Imitating.
imitating. It looks like an L.
It does.
Imitating from the BBC comedy Some Mothers Do, an Avum.
Avum.
Do Avum?
Yes.
Wow. Began after police radio went missing in Worthing, West Sussex. A local in his 20s arrested on suspicion of theft has been placed on police bail until September 9th. It's kind of funny.
Oh my lord. Missing jacket found, in parentheses, at home. A man reported his jacket missing or stolen at 6:20 p.m. February 7th while using the reference section at the Westmount Public Library, public security officials said. He called back an hour later, however, to say he had found it at home. Thank God that's solved.
Local man covered in spiders ruins child's birthday party. Oh. Oh my God. Go ahead, Sarah.
I look back in anger. It says cops are hunting Noel Gallagher lookalike seen licking windows in between swigging strong cider in Swindon.
Yikes. And then the last one. Man freed after getting his head stuck in bin in Aberdeen. Firefighters were called out to rescue a man whose head was stuck. That's kind of boring.
That was it. That was. Oh my God.
Well, those were fun. Some of them were fun.
Laugh.
Let's see. Looking up maybe some trivia.
Same.
Weird news trivia.
Weird news trivia?
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything.
No way that's right. Hold on. Because I just found one. It's just weird trivia. Okay. But it's one of the trivia. They're not questions, it's just trivia. Says Australia is wider than the moon. The moon apparently sits at 3,400 kilometers in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is almost 4,000 kilometers.
Hmm.
It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland. It's considered animal abuse because they're social animals and they get lonely.
That's nice. Kind of. It's a weird law, but well, this isn't helpful.
Amy Poehler was only 7 years older than Rachel McAdams when she took on the role of cool mom in Mean Girls. Rachel was 25 as Regina George, and Amy was 32 as her mother.
I think I knew that. What fictional character is believed to be real by more than 25% of Americans?
Elves.
It's specifically like a person, like their name, and they're from the UK.
From the UK.
The very famous detective.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah. 25% of Americans think that he's real.
Okay.
What country has more than half of its people believing in elves, dwarves, and ghosts?
Scotland.
I think we've talked about this country before because there is I can't remember if it's like a community or there's laws about elves.
Iceland.
Iceland, yeah.
Yes, that's right. I recently watched a video about Iceland, and it looks super cool. I want to go.
Yeah. Why do dogs like squeaky toys? This is kind of dark.
I don't know why.
It mimics a dying animal.
Oh, that's true. Oh no.
In what state is it legal to hunt unicorns?
In what state?
Yeah.
As in the United States?
It's in the United States. It's near where we used to live in Indiana.
It's near Indiana.
Yeah.
Like adjacent to, like touching?
It's not touching, no, I don't think.
Tennessee.
No. Michigan.
Michigan's touching.
Okay, I said I didn't think. I didn't know for sure. I thought there was a state in between Michigan and Indiana.
No.
Anyways, it's Michigan. What was the first patented service uniform in the United States?
Patented service uniform?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The Playboy Bunny work uniform.
Oh my god.
A computer mouse speed is measured in what?
A computer mouse speed. I think I know this, but I don't remember.
It's a Disney character.
Mickey?
Yeah. It's measured in Mickeys. On average, what is the thing that Americans do 22 times in a day? Oh.
22 times in a day?
Yeah. It happens in the kitchen.
Use the microwave?
Close. I mean, it does involve an appliance.
Open the fridge door.
Open the fridge, yeah. What do you call a group of unicorns?
I have no idea.
A blessing.
Oh, that makes sense. You know, the unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
I did know that. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
What color is the black box on a plane?
Gray.
It is orange.
It's orange.
So that it's easy to find if the plane ever wrecks. What was Walt Disney afraid of?
Mice.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like we talked about that before when we talked about Disney a lot. What country has a unicorn as part of their national emblem? Scotland.
Scotland.
Do cows moo with regional accents? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. That's all it says. Yes. What doctor type invented cotton candy? Think about what it is.
Repeat the question again.
What doctor type invented cotton candy?
A dentist.
A dentist.
Evil.
How many years old is the oldest tortoise?
It's over 100. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
150?
189.
Dang.
What word what word did China once censor?
I have no idea.
Censorship.
Oh
uh,
my
what,
God.
what famous country singer once lost in her own look-alike contest?
Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Did you hear that she has a song that she wrote and recorded that will only be released when she dies?
I did not hear that, no.
I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. She said it on one of the late night shows this week, or this past couple weeks.
Hmm.
On Sunday, what is illegal to sell in Columbus, Ohio?
Is it illegal to sell in Columbus, Ohio?
This is weird.
I don't know.
Cornflakes. No context as to why.
So you can't buy cornflakes in Columbus, Ohio?
Apparently, just on Sundays. You can any other day, but Sunday.
Why can't you buy cornflakes on a Sunday?
I don't know. I don't live there.
Hold
And I
on.
didn't write the
Wait
law.
a second.
Are you looking that up?
Yes, why can't I buy cornflakes?
There may have been a shortage at some point, and they made a law to keep them from running out.
Okay. You can sell frosted flakes, though. You just can't sell regular cornflakes, but still no context.
That's dumb. What has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard?
Yale.
It's a business. And when it says acceptance rate, it means like employment rate, like hiring someone that applies.
Oh, I don't know.
Walmart. And then two more. What is the real name of the Cookie Monster?
Oh, I know this, but because I read about this, but I don't remember what it is.
There's a pretty famous sloth that's named the same thing.
Sloth.
Yeah. The last dandelion.
The last dandelion.
Yeah. It's from Ice Age.
I've never seen Ice Age.
You should watch it. It's a fun show. It's Sid.
Okay.
Sid. And the last one, the odd prevention can be found on the U.S. Centers for Disease. Oh my God. What odd prevention can be found on the U.S. Centers for Disease Control website?
I have no idea.
Zombie apocalypse. Oh wait, no, this one's fun too. Oh, we'll do two more. Who composed the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
Danny Elfman.
No, he's one of your favorite musicians.
One of my favorite musicians.
And he died. When did he die? Not too long ago. I think it was probably more than 10 years ago, though.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Love how you had to do the hee.
And how fast was the first person ever convicted of speeding? This one is dumb.
I was gonna say it's probably something ridiculous, like 30 miles per hour.
8 miles per hour.
8 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know that Johnny Depp is famously afraid of clowns? Most people are, though. That's not really very weird.
No.
Anyways, do you have anything fun planned for the weekend? Although it's Saturday now.
No, not really. I'm going to finish this final paper I have because tomorrow's the last day of the semester. Woo!
That's exciting.
And Nick and I are going to the farmer's market in the morning.
That's fun.
Yeah, and that's about it.
So, this one, and then we'll probably do a podcast next week. But then after that, I will probably say we won't do another one until 2023, because after next weekend, I will be traveling until I think we get back on the 28th.
Right.
So we're leaving, I think probably Sunday or Monday. And we will plan on being back by the 28th. So next week's podcast, not this one that we're recording currently, but the one that will come out on Monday the 19th, will be our last podcast of 2022. Sarah.
Woo!
But We hope you all have a good week. And if you would, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, no, leave a review. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you didn't like the podcast, piss off. We don't care. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, our handle is now about that pod. And if there is something that you would like to hear us discuss on the podcast, our email address is our email address is
Now
about that pod at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Wow, jeez. Other than that, we hope you guys have a great week if you're listening to this on a Monday. And Sarah, have a good weekend.
You too.
And we will talk to you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.